Hello students, in this video let's discuss about the chapter ratios. Welcome to our channel E-kalike. Hello students, in this video let's discuss about the chapter ratios. Welcome to our channel E-kalike. Ratio is a comparison of two quantities of same units. The symbol used to represent the ratio is a colon and we read it as A is to B. Let the two quantities be A and B. The ratio is A is to B, where A is called as the antecedent and B is called as the consequent. Remember, always ratio should be in its simplest form. Next, we have the types of ratios. The first is the compound ratio. You have heard about the word compound. Compound is nothing but the mixture of two or more things. Here, even in the compound ratio, when two or more ratios, the ratio between the product of the antecedent to the product of the consequent, we call it as a compound ratio. For example, if A is to B is one ratio and C is to D is another ratio, then the compound ratio will be A into C is to B into D, where A and C are the antecedents, B and D are the consequents. So ratio of these two, product of the antecedent to the product of the consequent, we call it as a compound ratio. Let's have a numerical example. So the two ratios are 3 is to 5 and 4 is to 7. Then the compound ratio will be 12 is to 35. That is, 3 and 4 are the antecedent. The product of these 3 and 4 is 12. Whereas 5 and 7 are the consequent. The product of 5 and 7 is 35. Next is the duplicate ratio. Duplicate ratio is a compound ratio of two equal ratios. For example, if I have two ratios, A is to B and one more is also A is to B, then the duplicate ratio will be nothing but the product of the antecedent is to product of the consequent. That is, A into A is to B into B. We get A square is to B square. Therefore, duplicate ratio of 2 is to 3 will be 2 square is to 3 square. That is, 4 is to 9. Next, we have a triplicate ratio. Again, triplicate ratio is a compound ratio of three equal ratios. So, if you have a three ratios and each one is A is to B, then the compound ratio becomes the product of the antecedent to the product of the consequent. So, all the antecedents are A. We have 3A, so it is A cube, and we have the consequences B in each case, so it is B cube. Therefore, the triplicate ratio of A is to B is A cube is to B cube. Let's have a numerical. Triplicate ratio of 2 is to 3. That is, 2 to the power 3 is to 3 to the power 3. So we know 2 cube is 8 and 3 cube is 27. Therefore, the triplicate ratio will be 8 is to 27. Next is the sum-duplicate ratio. Sum-duplicate ratio is nothing but we are applying the square roots for the given ratio. That's it. Okay. For example, if my ratio is 9 is to 16, the sum-duplicate ratio becomes square root of 9 is to square root of 16. So square root of 9 is 3 and square root of 16 is 4. Therefore, sum-duplicate ratio will be 3 is to 4. Next is the sub-triplicate ratio. Subtriplicate ratio is nothing but we are going to apply cube root for the given ratio. If my ratio is A is to B, then the subtriplicate ratio will be cube root of A is to cube root of B. Let's have a numerical. So, if the ratio is 27 is to 64, then the subtriplicate ratio will be cube root of 27 is to cube root of 64. So, cube root of 27 is 3, cube root of 64 is 4. Therefore, the subtriplicate ratio will be 3 is to 4. The last is the reciprocal ratio. Already the word reciprocal tells you it's a reciprocal. So for any ratio A is to B, but remember A and B should not be equal to 0. Then the reciprocal ratio will be 1 by A is to 1 by B. Why A and B should not equal to 0? If A and B is 0, 1 by 1 over 0 is infinity. Therefore, A and B should not be equal to 0. So, the reciprocal ratio of 3 is to 5 is 1 by 3 is to 1 by